Scammers and scams are everywhere, and immigration is not immune to having scams. This video is about immigration scams and how you can protect yourself and protect your money and your personal identity, because identity theft is also a thing that you should be very, very careful about and try as much as you can to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. So if you're wondering, how do I know whether something is a scam or not? One of the biggest things that I will say is if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And what does looking too good to be true look like in the immigration sense? If it looks too easy, if it looks too simple, you just have to pay a price, just one fee, maybe $59.99 Canadian dollars, and you're going to get your permanent residence, work visa, whatever it is. But if it looks very straightforward with just one payment required from you, that is likely a scam. Another way to see whether an immigration website is a scam or not, if they are promising you things, if they are guaranteeing things such as permanent residency, work permit, even citizenship. If they are guaranteeing that if you work with them, you will get either one of these things, it's most likely a scam, because nobody can guarantee that you will get permanent residency. You could be working with the best consultant in the game, but they cannot guarantee that the government is going to accept your application for whatever it is that you're applying for. Permanent residency, work permit, maybe the Canadian citizenship. So if a website is guaranteeing you permanent residence for a fee, it is most likely a scam. One of the places that you can check, and it's one of the places that I always talk about, where you will get every single information that you're looking for, and that is the Canada.ca website. They have a page that is titled, "How can I tell if an immigration website is a scam?" On that page, they give you tips and tricks and things that you can check to see whether an email or a website that you've come across is legit or not. And if you see that it might be a scam, there is also an option on there where you can report that something is a scam. So if you do come across a scam, whether it's a website or it's an email, please do your goodness for other people out there that might not be as vigilant as you are or not be aware of scams as much as you are, and just report it so that the government can try as much as they can to make sure that that website or whoever created that email is at least flagged on their side, and people are not falling victim to the same scams over and over again because nobody is reporting them. Now, from an immigration scamming perspective, one of the other things besides websites that you find yourself to look out for are emails. There are phishing emails that some organizations who are trying to scam people will send, and they're sending it really randomly to people, hoping that it will reach someone that it resonates with. So if you are somebody who's looking into immigrating, you're probably doing a lot of searches on it, and you might enter your details here and there just to try and get more information on maybe the process or an agency or a consultant or anything of the sort. And if you receive an email back, you might think you're getting an email from a place that you have reached out to or a place that you requested for more information from, but it's actually from a scammer. Now, somebody who has not been looking into immigrating, they can also get the same email, but for them, it's going to ring a lot more bells in terms of that being a scam because they haven't looked into immigrating. But if you're somebody who's going through the process or looking into the process, you might be more of a prey for these kinds of people, because the first thing that you might think is, oh, maybe it's this website or that person that I reached out to that is giving me more information to help me in my process. So always be vigilant in looking at emails. Is it addressing you in person? Do they know who they're reaching out to, or they're just trying their luck to see if you're going to click on a link that's in the email? And that's also one of the most important things. Never click on random links in emails. If you see that an email is from a particular organization, always try and go do a search on Google yourself to find that company and then verify information through there. But scammers are sending phishing emails widely on the internet just to try and get people who are looking to immigrate and potentially could fall victims of their scams. Now, the government of Canada is always trying to keep you alert and keep you up to date with scams that they come across. And if you visit that website, you will be able to verify and see whether something is potentially a scam or not, and know not to provide your personal information, not to give them any credit card information or make any kinds of payments, because you will never see that money again. So remember, if it looks too good to be true, it most likely is. Always double check with the canada.ca website and the page. I will link it in the description, just to make sure if an email or a website that you come across is a scam. If you think it's a scam, it most probably is a scam, but just double check whether it is or not. And if you find that it is, please do report it. Please report it so that other people do not fall victim to the same scams. Don't forget to like the video if you found it informative and helpful. And remember, I am not an immigration consultant. I am just a South African who is living in Canada and has gone through the immigration process. And that's what I share on and speak about, as well as information that I find. My name is Lucy, and I will see you on the next video.
Thank you for watching.